Hello ladies and gentlemen, hope you're having a great day and welcome to the Tundra Dude 34 YouTube channel. Today, I'm sitting in my brother-in-law's brand new 2025 Toyota Tundra Limited Nightshade in the beautiful Lunar Rock color. He got this truck back in late June at Dell Toyota in Thorndale, Pennsylvania, and he absolutely loves it. He's been trying to get a pickup truck for a very long time. And might I say, I think he landed on a very good one. Great configuration of Toyota Tundra. He has run into his first problem though, and it's not that big of a deal, but I think it's very worthy of a video because of some of the comments and some of the messages I've gotten from other 2025 Toyota Tundra owners that are dealing with the same issue. Now, this has to do with the power tailgate on the 2025 Toyota Tundra. Sometimes it gets caught and will not open. Sometimes it won't close. I've read quite a few of those messages since the 2025 model year Toyota Tundra has come out. For 22 to 24, I feel like we have the best tailgate in all of the time with the Toyota Tundra from Gen 1 to Gen 3. I just feel like the 22 to 24 has the best setup. You could use your key fob to lock, unlock, and drop the tailgate. We have to close it ourselves, no big deal. But for 2025, Toyota updated to a power up-down tailgate. Now, what my brother-in-law dealt with the other day was he was about to go on a trip with his family, and he went to open the tailgate, and the gate wouldn't open. It sounded like it wanted to open. Here's a little clip of that. But as you can see, it wouldn't open. Now, with the comments I've been getting over the past few months on this same kind of setup, one of my suggestions were, well, make sure your tonneau cover is not caught, because even in the old generation Toyota Tundra, in the 22 to 24, I was just talking about all of that, your tonneau cover can absolutely hinder your tailgate from opening. If it's too close to the rear, if it's too tight on top of the tailgate, that can happen. So that's the first thing that I would automatically think of when someone told me their power tailgate isn't opening. It's probably very sensitive, and if anything's grabbing on it, it just won't open. But he lifted up his backflip MX-4 and it was still doing it. So I went online and looked around to see what I could find and try to help him, because again, he was going on a trip and this was kind of a last minute issue. So here are the 3 things that we tried, with the final one actually working. And again, that's the point of making this video. Some of you are looking for answers on if this ever happens to you. Some of you have brought your Toyota Tundra into the shop because of the tailgate issue, and everybody was scratching their heads on how to fix it. So here are the 3 things that we tried, again, with the last one being the one that worked. If you have something that worked a little different, please go down in the comments below and help your fellow 2025 Toyota Tundra owner. So as he was trying to open his tailgate, his gauge cluster was telling him power tailgate unavailable, fully closed, tailgate manually to reactivate power tailgate. So at first he tried to push on the tailgate a little bit to make sure it's in the lock position, but it was still doing the click and not really moving. So we tried this next thing: perform a manual reset, fully unlock all doors using the key fob or interior switch. Try pressing the release button on the tailgate, dash, or key fob again. That also did not work. And the next thing we tried, we went into the gauge cluster. We went to settings, down to vehicle settings. You click that. And you go here, power tailgate. You hold that and make sure it is on. Sometimes this is in the off position and your tailgate won't work. So we made sure that was in the on position, which it was. And then finally, the thing that worked, press the button on the key fob, then push on the tailgate in and out, and it will pop open. And that was the thing that finally worked. Using the key fob, hitting the unlock, and kind of jiggling the tailgate got it to pop open. So not a big deal, a very simple fix, I guess. But again, with the power up-down tailgate, I don't think anyone wants to be dealing with that. With all the comments I was getting on the power up-down tailgate and some of these little problems like that people have been having, number 1 is always check your tonneau cover. Number 2, of those 3 different items we just talked about, make sure in the gauge cluster your power tailgate is on. That should be the first thing. But of all the stuff I found online, and there were other things people were saying, try this, try that, all it took was using the key fob and the tailgate open button and just kind of jiggling it, and it worked. And ever since then, it's been fine. And I like the idea of the power up-down tailgate, but when it gets caught like that, I don't know how I would feel about that. So I guess my question to you is, what is your thoughts on the power up-down tailgate? Do you like this setup right here, where you just push the button and walk away and it'll lock everything with the key fob or the button on the side or the handle? Or do you like the 22 to 24 setup where you just hit this button, it drops down, you can lock and unlock it with the key fob, of course. The only difference is you have to close this one yourself, but it'll never get stuck. And if it does, I just walk up to that handle and pull on it and it'll be fine. I want to hear what you think in the comments below. But once again, he loves his truck, and this is not a huge issue, but it was something that enough of you have reached out about that I thought a video was worthy. And here's what I was talking about with the tonneau cover here. If it's too far back, it may hold this from opening. Even my tonneau cover, which is an ALX from Xtang, sometimes it'll grab on this and it'll just open a little and then I come up and tug it down. But I thought that was his problem right away when he told me what was going on. But even when he lifted this flap, it was still catching, as you saw in the video. So just something to put in your mindset if you are a Toyota Tundra owner for the 2025 model year, because you don't want to get stranded somewhere where he can't get into his bed because he has a tonneau cover and the gate won't open. That's 3 ways that worked for some people, but for us, all it took was a little jiggling with the key fob and it popped right open. Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok at TundraDude34, TundraDude34@gmail.com. You guys have a great day. Be safe, be well. Other than that, he loves his 2025 Toyota Tundra Limited Nightshade. What is your thoughts on the power tailgate? What's your thoughts on this truck? Have a great day.